Hi, welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're taking a box cake mix and making it taste homemade. Usually when you get one of these box cake mixes, they have a lot of ingredients like water, oil, and eggs. We're going to get rid of the water and the oil and change it to make it taste a little bit better than normal, because usually when you eat these, they taste like oil. So we're going to change the ingredients a bit to make it taste homemade. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one box of cake mix, you're going to add a box of instant pudding. My cake mix was butter pecan and the pudding mix was cream cheese. Now you're going to add 3 eggs, 1 stick of margarine, one cup of milk. Now if you notice, we substituted the water for milk and the oil for your stick of margarine. And at the end of it, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And once everything is together, mix it up. It's not really hard to improve on the box, it's just changing some of the things that give it an odd taste. So once you have it in your mixer, mix thoroughly, make sure everything is combined together. Now you might notice that when you mix up the way I'm doing it, the cake might rise a little higher than normal, which is good. It'll be a little thicker, but it's definitely going to be more moist and a lot more tasty. While you're mixing, you want to preheat your oven as per the instructions on the box, which is usually around 350, and depending on the size of your pan, it's going to be a different length of time. That you follow by what the box says. Now you're going to need your pans. I do this old school because I learned it from my grandma. I put oil in the bottom, I make sure it's completely coated, and then I put flour in to coat the whole surface, so that way they don't stick. I know things say they're non-stick on pans. That is not always true, because some things do stick, and depending on how much you paid for the pan, well, you know. Now the oil is all over the pans, you're going to get ready to put the flour in. You just need enough to cover a bit of the bottom, and that way you can shake it around to hit to the edges. And I do this in stages. I do some of it, then I'll add a little more flour and do more. So I make sure the bottom is coated first, and then I add more if I have to get to the edges. So once you've gotten this completely to the edges, then you're going to be ready to pour in your cake batter. And you're ready for the oven at that point, as long as your oven has reached temperature. I would suggest when you pour in the batter that you tap the pan a couple times to make sure it settles. So once these come out of the oven, this is what you're going to get: some really light, nice cake, which definitely has a better taste than the oily version you would have had before. So you're going to take these out one at a time. If you have a cake stand, that's what you're going to start with, and just ice. I used icing straight from the store. This is a cream cheese icing. It kind of works because of the fact I said I have butter pecan as my cake mix, which has a really great taste when you put in the added pudding and everything. Put a coating on the inside layer before you put the top on. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to give a little flavor in there. And then pop out your other cake and put it on top. And then basically just start on the top and then ice your way down to the sides. One container of icing is enough to do this. You don't need to keep adding and adding, because eventually you're going to have way too much icing. But this seems to do quite well for what I do. There's always plenty on top and the sides are completely covered. Just remember, when you're icing, rotate your cake so that way you get a good even motion. And so here you have it. This is probably one of the better cakes you're going to eat, being homemade but out of a box. Definitely moist, definitely better tasting. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.